Live 5 News starts now with breaking news.
This breaking news right now on low country highways where drive times are through the roof. This is the current scene we're going to show you on the Don Holt Bridge, where 2 lanes are closed, causing drive times of well over an hour. Stephanie Sign keeping a close eye on all of it for us. Stephanie, this is causing some big backups all over 526.
That is right, Bill. And you said just about an hour, but now it's closer to 2 hours. So this is a major delay in our afternoon commute for this Wednesday. Zooming into the accident here, like we mentioned earlier, the Don Holt Bridge westbound, that's where the collision is. So 2 left lanes closed. You only have 1 lane to squeeze by there, and the other way around, we're a little slow as well from everyone just being a little curious at what's going on eastbound. You can see right now, though, westbound, like we said, 526, 6-mile-per-hour speeds, and this goes all the way through 526, starting actually in Mount Pleasant to the Don Holt Bridge. So very slow speeds. Live look out there right now, and luckily we're actually seeing some clear up. So hopefully things are improving out there. Saw quite a few cars just about a half hour ago, and now things are starting to improve. And another view of that, as you can see, just look at all of that traffic way out there on 526 here. Once again, westbound. So if you have to go from Mount Pleasant, maybe to North Charleston, I'd probably take 17 and also 26 rather than 526. I would just avoid this altogether because look at the drive time. About 2 hours. So very, very slow this afternoon. Westbound 526. We'll have another update on this accident in just a bit. Bill.
Stephanie, thank you. Breaking news out of California, where 4 people are dead, including a gunman, after a shooting at a UPS customer center. Police say 2 other people were shot and survived. Authorities say there is no indication the shooting was terror-related, and they have not confirmed the shooter was an employee at the business. The shooter turned the gun on himself as soon as police found him. Breaking news now in Africa, in Somalia, where police say at least 9 people are dead, more being held hostage inside a pizza restaurant. Authorities say dozens of people are being held hostage after a suicide bomb exploded at the gate of the restaurant. This is a developing situation. We will update you as soon as more information becomes available. 5 people shot early this morning. You heard that gunfire after a gunman opens fire at a Republican congressional baseball practice outside Washington. Among those injured, House Majority Whip Steve Scalise of Louisiana. He is reported in critical condition after being shot in the hip. Police returned fire on the shooter and killed him. The family of Matt Mika, the director of government relations at Tyson Foods, says he is in critical condition after being shot. The suspect has been identified as 66-year-old James Hodgkinson of Illinois. He was known as Tommy. Here he is. He ran a group on Facebook called Terminate Republicans. He was a former campaign volunteer for Bernie Sanders. Police say Hodgkinson had been arrested several times in the past for a number of charges, including battery and drunk driving. The FBI says it's investigating all known associates of Hodgkinson. The only South Carolina lawmaker on that congressional baseball team says he left the field just before the gunman opened fire. Congressman Jeff Duncan posted a message on Facebook saying he believes he saw the shooter as he was leaving the field. Congressman Duncan says the shooter asked if it were Democrats or Republicans on the field, and Duncan told him Republicans. Other South Carolina lawmakers took to social media to say they were okay and safe. Tim Scott, Joe Wilson, Trey Gowdy all said they were okay. Congressman Mark Sanford is also all right. He issued a statement saying his prayers are with Congressman Scalise and the others who were injured, and he thanked all those who have reached out to him. South Carolina lawmakers hold an annual Blue Cross Blue Shield charity baseball game each year, and they say today's events have caused them to take a closer look at their security for the event. State Representative Chip Huggins of Lexington County has coached that House team in the game for several years, and he says a team of security officials is already in place for that game. We will continue to follow new developments from this shooting and bring them to you as soon as possible. And in just 10 minutes, we will head to Alexandria, Virginia live for the latest on any new developments into the investigation of the shooting this morning outside Washington, D.C. Happening right now, a West Ashley Revitalization Commission meeting. This is a live look over West Ashley, and it could look different in the coming years. City leaders are planning to discuss affordable housing strategies, among other things, at that meeting. Our Alexis Simmons live at the schoolhouse on Magnolia Road where the meeting is taking place. Alexis, what can we expect during this meeting tonight?
Well, Bill, tonight the affordable housing discussion is going to be the big talker. Charleston is a fast-growing city. People are moving here, but a study actually shows that the supply of housing is going down while those prices are going up. Take a look at this room right here. It is filling up very quickly, and that's why the city, is looking into a referendum because of this affordable housing issue. A referendum that, if passed in November, could bring up to $20 million in bonds for the purpose of affordable housing. Now tonight, the West Ashley Revitalization Commission will also be discussing plans to improve the West Ashley area. They have had several meetings from public input, and in some of those meetings they actually discuss revitalization of Citadel Mall, as well as making the roadways more friendly for pedestrians and bikers. So all of that is going to be talked about tonight and more. I'm live in West Ashley, Alexis Simmons, Live 5 News.
Alexis, thank you. North Charleston police say 3 people were taken to the hospital after an accident on Ashley Phosphate earlier today. Authorities say the crash happened just after 9 a.m. at Ashley Phosphate and Patriot Boulevard, and one of the cars was overturned. Look at this. We are working to find out the status of those taken to the hospital. When we do find out, of course, we'll bring it to you here on Live 5 News. 5 Michigan officials, including the head of the state's health department, have been charged with involuntary manslaughter in connection with the Flint water crisis. Since the city switched water suppliers in 2014, the water has been linked to lead poisoning in children and the deaths of 12 people from Legionnaire's disease. Prosecutors say state officials failed to properly alert others about a possible outbreak. The jury in the sexual assault trial of comedian Bill Cosby entering hour number 23 of deliberations. In the last 2 hours, they asked to review the testimony of the accuser, Andrea Constand, the testimony that she gave on the stand about allegedly being sexually assaulted by Bill Cosby. Constand claims Cosby gave her pills that made her immobile before he allegedly assaulted her. 79-year-old Cosby could face up to 10 years in prison if he's convicted. Right now, the death toll has risen to 12 in this massive fire at the Grenfell Tower in London, but officials say that number is unfortunately expected to rise. The building was originally built in 1974, but had recently undergone a $13 million refurbishment. At least 600 people are believed to have been inside the building when the fire started. 79 others are injured. Now, a heads up for those of you in Hanahan, CSX Railroad has scheduled a closing at Stokes Road and Railroad Avenue to start a week from tomorrow. Officials say normally closings last from 1 to 3 days, but the length can vary. Traffic will be rerouted in the area. Right now, clear and warm, maybe almost hot as you take this live look over downtown Charleston, but we want to give you the first alert to the chance of storms starting tomorrow afternoon and maybe lasting for a couple of days. Our chief meteorologist Bill Walsh in the First Alert Weather Center. Bill, it was downright hot outside this afternoon.
Yeah, we definitely have some 90s out there, Bill, indeed. And as we look into the next couple of days, right now we're pretty quiet, but as we zoom on out, we're going to see showers and thunderstorms out to our west, and there's a little better chance of storms to develop during the day tomorrow, certainly on into the end of the week. We'll keep you posted on that. As far as the temperatures go right now, not bad. As you take a look at a picture of the Yorktown, we're looking at numbers that are kind of hot and steamy. 88 right now in town, 84 Mount Pleasant. Look at that, 90 Somerville, 90 out in Monk's Corner, 88 in Goose Creek. So the backyard forecast this afternoon will be back into the 80s. We're going to keep a just a very small chance of a shower. Otherwise, the shades and maybe the bathing suit. Lots of sunshine is going to continue as we make our way through the afternoon. Now, coming up new in a few minutes, more on the end of the week forecast. Another look at the first alert as to how much of a chance will go up with the rains. And of course, we're going to talk about the tropics as well. All coming up new here in a few minutes.
Thank you, Bill. Charlottesville, Virginia police are asking residents to stay away from a planned Ku Klux Klan protest. Officials say the Klan will be protesting the removal of a statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee in July at a public park. Police say they're concerned emotional decisions would force them, the police, to step in. The body of a 27-year-old man has been found after a boating accident last night on Lake Marion. The Raycom's Emily Scarlett reports on how the young man's family is responding to news of his death after his body was found this morning.
Sumter Fire tells me recovery efforts picked up around 9 this morning, and they say with the use of sonar equipment, it took less than 2 hours to find the missing boater.
Family members are identifying the victim tonight as 27-year-old Marquel Miller. They say he was an avid boater who loved to fish. But witnesses on the boat say Miller could not have been prepared for what happened late Tuesday night. They tell us the boat hit something, sending Miller flying into the water. Now his family is in shock.
And you expect that to happen to your child. You know what I'm saying? At an early age, 27, you don't expect it to happen to you. But the whole family is crushed right now. We're just trying to just pull it together and just try to hold our head high.
Family members tell us they're devastated that Marquel will no longer be in their lives, but they do find some peace in that he died doing what he loved.
And in the aftermath of this tragic accident, officials are reminding boaters to always wear a life jacket anytime the boat is moving. In Sumter County, Emily Scarlett, WIS News 10.
Right now, police say they are desperately searching for the 2 inmates accused of killing 2 prison guards on a prison bus. The reward for information on Ricky Dubose and Donnie Rowe has been increased to $70,000. Authorities say both are armed with weapons, stolen, and are considered extremely dangerous. Now, the latest is they were serving life sentences for armed robbery and other crimes when they're accused of killing those 2 prison guards. The popular wooden statue of a Native American could be on its way out. Next at 5:30, the effort to save it at Charlestown Landing. The investigation continues after a man opened fire at a baseball practice this morning in Alexandria, Virginia. Next at 5, we are live from Virginia with the latest.